Now, complete high school football coverage. This is 10 Sports First and 10. Brought to you by these sponsors.
Welcome into the big show. It's another edition of First and 10. Week 2 is just for you. What another thrilling night of big scores and plays from across Southwest and Central Virginia. Speaking of which, check out our trivia question for the night. This former Martinsville standout had a record-breaking career at UVA, helping carry the program to a #1 national ranking and a Sugar Bowl appearance. Ponder over that as we move throughout the night. And speaking of which, check out WSLS.com, the First and 10 section. Any scores and highlights you may miss, Chloe and Duncan sorting things out. Which brings us to our game of the week. Jefferson Forest at Stanton River. They had things to sort out. Our own Brooke Leonard spent the night in Bonita to see if the Golden Eagles could soar. Brooke.
I mean, not just the Golden Eagles, can the Cavaliers soar? They
too.
told me this week that this game is typically decided in the trenches. So let's head to the highlights and see if that was the case. The margin of victory for the past few years has become slimmer and slimmer. Will that be the case tonight? Playing for this guy, the 38 trophy, a tribute to the Bedford boys. The hits were coming hard and early. Slade Cassie and Thax Rowland stopping the runner in his tracks. Forrest Charleston Harris on the punt return. He's slammed by Stanton River's Joshua Jackson, manages to stay up, only to meet a wall of John Bradfield. Finally, something gives for JF. Cameron Fox, so fast I couldn't find him, gives the Cavs their first touchdown of the night, and he is not done. 2nd and 15, just like his last name, he is quick like a fox. 30-yard score, weaving and bobbing, and it's 13-0 early second quarter. Stanton River turns to the air on a 4th and 2 in the red zone. Right here, Grayson Sheets is going to reel it in the corner of your screen. It's 27 late first half, but the Cavs keep firing, stopping Stanton River on every possession and scoring on offense. A 40-7 sweet victory for JF tonight.
Both sides of the ball up front played really, really well. Obviously, Slade Cassie, defensive end, offensive tackle, played his butt off. All those guys up front played really, really well.
These guys, we've been playing this team since we were 5 years old. You know, all the dudes over there. So I mean, shout out to them. They worked hard. But I mean, just being able to come away with a win like that and claim that helmet, that's always awesome. And we're going to celebrate that with the team after a hard-fought victory like that.
The challenge continues. Jefferson Forest is going to play a North Carolina powerhouse in Mount Airy on the road next week. Eric?
All righty, thanks, Brooke. Let's go out east to Amherst County, where the Lancers hosted GW Danville. Both teams fell short in week 1, eager to right their wrongs. Amherst was hoping to put on a show for their first home game of the season, and fans were ready. Quarterback Trace Ligon III, he's ready, calls his own number, scrambles through heavy traffic all the way down to the 11-yard line. Very next play, it's Ligon keeping the ball once again. He goes to the right side, scores it this time, 7-0 right before the end of the quarter. Next drive, Eagles quarterback Octavian Covington. He's going to come up big, finds Josh White on a nice pass. White races all the way down to the 10-yard line. The Eagles would cash it in with a short run from Stanford Lipscomb, and GW Danville goes on to get the win tonight, 28-14. Also from the Seminole District, EC Glass looks sharp in its opener against Salem. Tonight, another River Ridge opponent in Patrick Henry. These two have split the last 2 meetings. We pick things up in the third quarter. PH's Nate Young is back to punt. Bad snap. Hilltoppers recover the ball at the 13-yard line. Glass would settle with a field goal. 27-yarder from David Matthews, and it's a 10-6 lead. But hold the phone. Just over 6 minutes left. It's Jake Painter rolling to the side, finds Cam Hairston, and he knows what to do. Races down the sideline for the 16-yard touchdown, 13-10 Patriots in front. Then with a minute left, Glass kept it alive. Khalil Holloway scrambles up the middle, but the Hilltoppers forced to just a field goal. And with 31 seconds left, the 37-yarder from Matthews is no good. PH goes on to get the win 13-10.
We've made about every mistake we can make, and we're playing really sloppy. We've got to come out and be better. We've got to be more physical up front. Our defense played great all night. Cam Harrison balled out and got the ball in the end zone. We found a way. We found a way.
On paper, one of the more intriguing matchups, Brookville at Alleghany tonight. The Cougars have the infamous Week 1 bye, ready to prove themselves after an undefeated regular season in 2024. We have a high look above Booty Albert Stadium. We'll pick it up. It's 7-7 in the first quarter. B's Dylan Rowlett was the story of the first half. Here he returns to kickoff 80 yards to the house. He would return another kickoff to the Alleghany 2 to set up yet another touchdown. And the Bees led 20-13 at halftime. Lincoln McDaniel makes it 26-13 on the sneak. But the comeback Cougars are on the prowl. Desmond Jordan heaving up a prayer to Elijah Leisure White, and he's leisurely awaiting for this moon ball there that sets up Carter Nicely, who nicely put his guys up. Just 26-21 after a 2-point conversion. Late in the fourth, it's Jordan with the jump pass to Sarge Persinger to give Alleghany its first lead of the game. Leisure White shuts the door with a late interception, and the Cougars rally 27-26.
Well, I mean, it's very exciting because, like I said, we're young. We've got some veteran standout guys like Desmond and Sarge who caught the touchdown, Carter Nicely, but we're playing with a lot of sophomores, and for them to have that grit and to fight back this early in their career, it's very promising.
I learned that even though we got not much depth, but we got heart. We got heart.
How about the Liberty Minutemen? They ended a 37-game losing streak with a commanding Week 1 win, trying to turn that into a win streak now with Glenver in town. But however, Brody Doyot is a bad man to deal with. Takes it himself on the RPO, is going to bob and weave through traffic, slips off and tackles, and gets all the way down the field closer to the end zone. That's where Doyot would take the snap. Rolls to his right, and it's Cale Vaughn for 6 points. Glenver goes up 7-0 here. Liberty trying to move the ball. Mason Davison gets flushed out of the pocket, picked off by Rawlin Hanks there. That would set up Glenver for their second TD of the day. Forget Walker, Texas Ranger. How about Ranger Swanson? Takes the handoff and scores it. Highlanders roll 56-0. Coach Jack Baker led James River to Blacksburg tonight. First time these two schools have ever met. Running back Luke Mann runs in the 6-yarder, 8-0 lead after the conversion. The Knights answer back. 4-yard run from Gavin Benz. Failed conversion, so it's an 8-6 score. Later, Sam Sheff cooking up something special. Glides into the end zone. It's 15-6 Blacksburg. Second half, Sheff rolls, fakes it, finds Mitchell Lincoln. It's 22-6. But the speedy Gavin Benz is tougher than your third-grade bully. Merritt Hammonds, 2 bins, scores his third TD of the game. But Blacksburg gets the 36-26 win. Other scores, Heritage falls on the road. This game was called early due to lightning, while Appomattox County wins over Rustburg in the Lantern game 16-14. Giles over Radford 34-21. Patrick County falls 41-17. How about Chilhowie over J.I. Burton, and Lebanon over P.H. Glade Spring 42-14. Hall of Fame coach Joe Gibbs once said, "Failures are expected by losers, but ignored by winners." One of the local teams know how to take that to heart, and that's Salem. After the break, see if the Spartans could notch their first win of the season, or Franklin County could ruin those plans. Down in Southside, can Martinsville end its losing streak to rival Magna Vista that dates back to 2009. And see if Northside can pick up a road win in a county clash with Cave Spring. And speaking of the Knights, plus this.
Stay tuned for more First and 10 with Brooke and EJ.
Welcome back. The Franklin County Eagles haven't won back-to-back games at the start of a season since the spring of 2021. Another tall task as they battled Salem, a team motivated from a loss last week. Spartans playing catch-up, down 24-7 at halftime. Third quarter, the rushing attack was like biscuits in the oven on the rise. Kai Shed Arrington wiggles through and scores the touchdown. Salem comes within 10 points right here after a stalled Franklin County drive. Spartans back on it. Tanner Overstreet rolls out, finds Jordan Burton, 9-yard touchdown. Franklin County lead is now just 24-21, but the Eagles soar right back. Winston Davenport is going to find Quincy Pruitt Ramsey on 4th down, and they converted. It led to a short touchdown run by Reed McIlvain, and it's the return of the Mac. Yes, the Eagles win 31-21. The Spartans are 0-2 at the start of the season for the first time since 1997. We welcome Brooke Leonard back as we go to our breakdown matchup of the night. Brooke, Martinsville at Magna Vista. Still a rivalry despite both of these teams being in a different district now.
Yeah, that's right. Bulldogs are now in the Three Rivers district, but highly motivated to notch a win against the Warriors, a feat that hasn't happened since 2008, all right? But first, we had some 3 local high school graduates and former NFL players honored before the toss. Magna Vista starts the first quarter off with a bang. Simeon Moore takes it in himself to put Magna Vista up 7-0. They are not done yet for the quarter. The next drive, running back Ethan Dukes powers up the middle for a TD. Warriors miss the extra point, and the game goes to 13-0. Moore still not done, capping off a drive, finding wide receiver Tyler Martin in the end zone for the score. Eric, Magna Vista blanks Martinsville 38-0.
We're playing a lot of kids, and they're just flying around and doing their job when it's their turn up. So, I'm excited about that group. There's some really good players over there, and they're just being physical and doing their job, and everybody owning their assignment.
All right, we got some Piedmont scores coming up right here. We had Gretna beating Bassett 48-41. Halifax County 29-17 over Dan River, and Tunstall beating Chatham big tonight 43-6.
We also had ourselves a couple of Roanoke County clashes tonight. The first being north side at Cave Springbrook. I was very impressed with the rushing attack from the Vikings in week 1.
And our quarterback, Casey Hall, earned our Player of the Week honors for his contributions through the air and on the ground for Northside. The Knights were looking for some early momentum. Fans were too. Toss play goes to Camden Wilson looking for a seam, but instead he fumbles, and it's recovered by Dason King. Later in the half, Isaiah Logan finds room, fumbles again, but it bounces back to him. So I think the fumble doesn't count, right,
Eric? The comeback attempt.
Okay, period. And he scores at the 23-yard touchdown, 7-0 Vikes. Just before half, Hall going deep, picked off by Timothy Cox, who's going to turn and burn for a sizable return for Cave Spring. Knights trying to get some points. A bad snap on the field goal. Northside goes on to win 27-0. Let's head over to Benton. The William Byrd Band fired up as the Terriers look to take on Hidden Valley. Gray Matthews thunders out of the backfield and takes it to the house. 75 yards for those Terriers, giving them a 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Yes, he's fast. He really is that fast in real life. That wasn't sped up. A little later, Byrd with the ball when Carson Waters comes up big with the fumble recovery. Titans get another shot, but it was the Terriers who ended up on the board again. Remember this guy, Eric? Jabez Toller.
Pay the toll.
He is quick, taking it all the way to the end zone. Byrd, big win tonight, 65-3. We have some River Ridge scoreboards here. Abingdon beat Christiansburg 28-9. Fleming blanking Albemarle 49-0, and Pulaski County 26-6 over Tazewell. Further down the I-81 and 77 corridor, a big battle between Grayson County and Carroll County. The Cavaliers had a big week 1 win.
They did. They took down Christiansburg for the first time since 1993. That was a good year. I think I remember that game. I was a little 5-month-old, but
oh, it was a good year because you were born.
Of course,
Aries.
of course. Let's get down to Hillsville now. Just over 4 minutes left in this one. Parker Dowell, stripped by Colton Gravely, jumps on the ball for a fumble recovery. A little hope for the Cavaliers. 21-7 score at this point. On the ensuing drive, though, Isaiah Easter throws it deep, picked off by Maverick Goad. In the very next play, Goad knows what to do. 55 yards, see ya! Touchdown run there, 28-14. Grayson County gets the win.
We came out, played well the first half, had a little let up in the second half, giving up the onside kick coming out of the gate. But, we got settled down, made another play. The one late there, that just is what it is.
Mountain Empire game, Fort Chiswell at George Wythe. Maroons recognizing their boys and girls state champion basketball teams. Both offenses had a slow start. We're in the first quarter. Skylar McBride picks off Fort Chiswell's Landon Hetherington. Later, Isaac Smith is going to lob it up to Ashton Krieger, who comes down with the 10-yard touchdown. 7-0 lead. Cade Brawley had another big night in this one. A touchdown run coming up here. 14-0 commanding lead, and the Maroons go on to get the win tonight, 48-10. Other scores, Craig County over Bland, 56-0. Galax had to forfeit against Graham. They get the win there. Interesting matchup tonight in Manita. Brooke, we had another first-time matchup. Auburn and newcomer to the VHSL, SMLCA.
Yeah, the Seahawks are trying to build something special again, while the Eagles are back on the field after not fielding a varsity team last year. Eagles up 35-20. How about Isaiah Hammond gets the handoff in an open lane and blockers to add. Breaks through one tackle. Nobody else is stopping him from scoring. 41-20 in favor of Auburn. They'd get another touchdown, but SMLCA still goes down fighting. Check out this long run by Riley Niche, but they will fall to Auburn 55-32.
I think it showed our kids that we can play football and we can win a game, and we just got to work hard and we got to get better each week, and that's our message. Just keep improving.
Dogwood scores. Alta Vista, close win over Riverheads. How about that? 29-25. Nelson County beating Stonewall Jackson 33-20. And Cumberland with the win over William Campbell tonight.
More scores. Nares 28-14. Bath County falls to Buffalo Gap. Perry McClure 46-12 over Page County. Royal Retreat 40-8 against Eastmont. And, of course, Turner Ashby all over Rockbridge tonight, 44-6. North Cross coming up on Saturday. Speaking of which, a full college slate of games for Saturday, including UVA at NC State, Liberty at Jack State, WNL is at home, and so is Roanoke College, Ferrum at VMI, and, of course, Vandy at Virginia Tech under the lights in Blacksburg tomorrow night.
Wait, we have a busy day tomorrow.
Busy day. A lot going on. Before we leave, though, the answer to tonight's trivia question, Sean Moore, of course, the Martinsville grad who went on to have a record-breaking career at UVA. Well, thanks for joining us for week 2 of First and 10 for Brooke Leonard. I'm Eric Johnson. We out.